what they need to do. Probably in some cases we also have not perfect documentation in any detail for the same reason. And probably you may ask, why 30 network engineers for a little unren like Switch? The reason is that it's not only network operation, it's engineering, it's maintenance. There are the PERT service, DNS, DNSSEC, and our activities in Géant and Tirreno. Most of the thing we do ourselves, and only small parts are outsourced. Once again, the fiber footprint, which has Willy shown already, with the dimension of Switzerland, 350 kilometers from west to east and 220 kilometers from north to south, which corresponds for networkers to a round trip time of 8 milliseconds by 2 milliseconds, so it's not a lot. We have these 2,500 kilometers fiber from 35 different fiber providers, which is a challenge. You may ask why we have so many different fiber providers. The main reason is when we started 10 years ago, there was no fiber available from end to end, so we had to get what it was available, and we bought a part from the railways, and we got a local loop from a power company, for example. Some more figures about our network. What's really characteristic, we have only 60 customer organizations, and our contacts there are network or IT specialists, which means we don't have a need for any first or second level support. They are directly connected or supported by our network team, by the network engineers. We have no formal service level agreement with our customers. We have so-called service level targets, which we really try to fulfill. Another characteristic are the roughly 60 active nodes, which are mostly located at customer premises. This has the advantage of having helping hands from the customers remotely available, but sometimes there is a disadvantage. If the customer moves to another building, we have also moved the node, and what is sometimes more difficult, to move the fiber local loops to another location. This is a list of the NOC management tools. The most important tool is the NOC mailing list, which is used mainly for the coordination and exchange of information. As the network grows, the complexity of the network grows, and the number of members in the network group, in the NOC grows, it's getting more and more difficult to handle it. I guess in near future we'll have to optimize this probably. The other tool is the phone with the group number. The ticket tool, which is used to inform the customers, and probably the two Nagios installation. I skipped the other tools. Some of them are well known, or I could answer questions about it later. Some words about the ticket tool. It's self-made, and it's web-based. It's used only to inform customers about events which might affect network events which might influence the quality of the network service. And what is interesting or remarkable, we don't send the tickets to every customers. We really send them only to the tickets which are affected or might be affected by events. So we prevent the ticket spam to all the customers. But the tickets are available openly on the Switch web server. Everybody can can check the tickets themselves. If we have guests, there might be. Okay. So the tool is also used to collect statistical information. For example, if it was a scheduled event, or if it's Switch or a customer responsibility of the event, most of the time Switch is responsible. It's only if a customer, for example, has a real problem with the power supply and he disconnects himself, so it's his problem. He has to solve the problem with the power, not Switch. But if at the same router, at the customer is serving another customer, it's Switch which is responsible, because we were not careful enough to have a better location to serve the other customer. That's a quite little thing. Then we have the maintenance and problem type, fiber configuration, hardware, power, software, and so on. And we have also the impact which the event has or may have to the customers. And these values, this set of values, that's not a big thing, and really they prove to be useful the last few years. So we have the impression that it's really a good collection of information we have. We don't need really more of it. Here, if we select a customer which might be affected by an event, automatically we get the email addresses we have to send the ticket to. And here there is a button with the preview which shows us the ASCII text of the email which will be sent to the customer, and we can check it before we send it out. Is everything there? And then if we go, then it will be sent out. We can, every time we go back, or every time we can change the value, we can even reopen the ticket. We can add the value as soon as we know them. Sometimes it's not possible to know what is the reason actually if there is a problem. But we can add it afterwards. Some more details. I will concentrate on the improvements. The tool is using JavaScript, which sometimes behaves a little bit strange. So probably in the near future, we are forced to reprogram it. Interesting would be to have an Agios interface to disable the alarms or correlate statistics with the monitoring data. Then probably interface to the customer portal to the email addresses, to get the actual email addresses. Then to have a graphical tool, a calendar tool, to have the better possibility to plan maintenance, that you have not the collision between two maintenance events which might influence each other. And finally, this one of my ideas to make it available in XML format, so that a receiver of the tickets can process it automatically, or a receiver could integrate it in their own ticket system and to display it there. But this would mean we would need to agree on a set of parameters, on a common set of parameters in the tickets. This is some words about this service out of the office. It means SWITCH NOC is only available during office hours, formally. And what does a customer do if he will call our NOC out of the office hours, and if there is an alarm out of the office hours, during out of the office hours? As Willy mentioned, we have a contract with the Network Management Center of the Swiss Railways. And we have an Agios system which monitors our routers, or the main services. And if there is an alarm which is not acknowledged by SWITCH NOC after 10 minutes, there is an escalation by SNMP inform message to the monitoring system of this external network management center, which will there display the alarm. And then the people there, they have access not only to the Nagios system of Switch to check if the problem still persists, they have also access to the tickets, so they can check if there's something already known. And depending on this, or if they are not sure, they are wake us up at home to check what's going on. And from this moment, it's our job to track the event. It's similar if a customer tries to call our NOC, deals the emergency number, which is not openly available. It's kind of discrete, distributed. And if the switch NOC is not answering after 30 seconds, it will be forwarded to this NOC, and then almost the same procedures will be going on. This is quite a nice thing, even though we had not a lot of events, but even then it's working. We have roughly 1 event per month only, because the network is pretty stable, and we only alarm the most important thing, not everything, really the thing which are crucial to the customers. And don't worry, I don't want to go into details. This is probably the only and most detailed process description we have with them. It's the case for the alarms, how they are handled, how is the interaction between switch NOC and external network management center. And this is the flowchart for the call of a customer. And every time if something doesn't be expected, we discuss it. It's a common denominator between the external service and switch. Another specialty of Switch is that we have this fiber infrastructure we operate ourselves from different vendors. So this means we need to handle different contracts, invoices, we have contact information, we need to have practical know-how, patch cables, attenuators, cleaning tools, and so on. But also a slew of measurement equipment, OTDR power meter. But very important is to have the pretty detailed fiber plans, so we can discuss with the providers where the problem could be. Then we have an archive of old measurements, especially from the acceptance tests. And this is another nice thing. This is the monitoring of the laser power from the amplifiers of the DWDM equipment and the transceivers, accessing on the DOM values if they are available. This shows us if a fiber is gradually degrading. We have example of it. Or if a transceiver, for example, is drifting away, which we also had already. And it's also a nice thing to have if there is a fiber maintenance by a fiber provider. You can check if the level of the power level is the same after the maintenance. So you have indication if there is an increased attenuation of the fiber. You can tell if there is 1 dB more, probably they need to clean the patch again. Or there need to be another explanation. Probably says there is a long route, and so you have to deal with the provider if there is something has to be corrected. Yeah, this is the documentation. It's quite a short list. We have a DocuWiki, we have fiber plans, POP plans, we have a shared file archive. We use Picasa with the pictures of the POPs. Probably we have more I forgot to mention. Yeah, I think this was the time I used. Are there any questions?